Alright, boys. So here we go. Got the fuselage. I did the other half. Gonna maybe do a video. See how long it takes. So I got my second coat. No, one coat on the wings. Second coat on the other side of all the parts. They're looking pretty good. They're gonna need some more. They're gonna need another coat of fill at least before I put primer. It's really hard to see. It's hard to see with the naked eye, actually. Until you put a little gloss paint on them, it's always hard to tell. You shoot the wet primer on it and everything shows as it dries. But we're gonna put some poly on the other side of the fuse. I have two coats on the right side. I'm going to do at least a little on the left side. I'm running out of polyacrylic here. I'm not even sure if I'm going to have enough. But if I don't, I have some more poly I could dip into. So we'll start here in the middle. What you always want to do, start in the middle, work your way outward. In this case, I'm going to start here, right canopy. I'm going to work my way forward. And then once that's done, I'll work my way back towards the tail again. And we'll see how long this takes. Goes on pretty quick. I'm not necessarily trying to move faster for the camera or anything. It's just how long it takes. You want to work fast with this material because it does dry fast. So there's pluses and minuses with all material. The minus with this, which is also a plus, is it dries fast. But the downside is your working time around these complex sections is shorter also. So you can't sit here and just wait around forever. You got to keep moving. And there's sections I'm going to have to come back here and cut the extra cloth away so it actually lays down right around all this, around the fillet, around the tail. So we're just going to see what happens here. Going to go up to that. Let's see, how's that? That's looking pretty good. A little dry spot right here. Just look for all the dry spots. See right here, it doesn't want to lay down, so I'm going to have to cut that to relieve the tension on that right there at that fillet in the front. But I'll come back and do that before it dries. See, I'm kind of pushing down as it goes. I'm going to have the same problem here around this fillet. I'm going to have to do some cutting to get it to lay down. You'll see. I'll do that real quick here. Lay it down pretty good. I think I'm going to just have enough to finish this side of the fuse, and I'll have to go to my other can for additional coats. Spot there where the tape is holding that up. You probably can't see it with the camera. I don't know how much you could actually see at this point, but you're getting the idea. You just brush it down. Back and forth. Keep it moving. Get everything wet. kind of push it down. Alright, just about out. Let me add some more to my jar here. Alright, mix that up. See how this stuff works out. I need a cut right there too. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the tail? Hang on, you can't see the tail. You can't see it. There we go. See all these sections. The other technique is just dab it down also, instead of brush strokes if you have these areas you need to get it to push into. But my goal right now is to get the whole thing wet, and then I'm going to come back and fix a few spots where, like right here, in this area, it wants to come up. Excuse me. And around this little fillet around the stab. As you can see, I have this linkage right here. I need to get through onto the other side, the pull linkage for the rudder. I didn't want to have to redo it, so I'm working around it. A little bit of a pain in the rear, but it's the way it goes. Alright, let's go back over here. Anyway, I'm just about got the whole thing wetted out. Let's see, what did that take? That took 6 minutes or so to wet out the whole thing. Alright. Not too long, I guess. Probably seems long if you're watching this whole video, but not that long. Doesn't seem that long to me because I'm the one being busy, right? Alright, gonna wet this out. Do a little cut here to relieve this so it lays down in there. Same thing here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm basically cutting where it wants to stand up. Okay, so let's see, what else can you see? Anyway, so as you see right here, I had to do a little cutting away to get it to go down into those little crevices. It's kind of still sticking up right there. I'll get that to lay down. You see right there around where there's a little lip of the canopy. I'm gonna have to cut to get that to sit down. There, I'm trying to show you. You can see this is kind of holding up a little bit. Anyway, got to work on a few more things. Let's see. how it looks. Might need a little more, might be a little dry right here. Anyway, let me finish this up and I'll talk to you later. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. I went over these little spots. So if you look, it's kind of hard to tell, but if you look right there, you can see where it's cut. I had to cut it because this little flap wouldn't lay flat down in here. So I had to cut it to relieve that tension. Same thing up here around this. To get it go down in there. Almost looks like it's a little dry there, but it's not. Then there was this part about the rear of the fillet. I had to split it. See how it's split? Because it won't, because you're not going to get glass. You're not going to get glass to turn that corner. No matter what. So pretty much you got to cut it. Let it sit like that, let it dry, sand it down, and it'll be good. It'll sand up and it'll paint up. Same thing up here at this little corner. This little corner all meets. I had to just cut it free. Sorry about that. Cut it free to alleviate the tension in the fabric. Otherwise it'll lift up. And the same thing all the way around this canopy edge. I just cut the glass away while it was wet so it would lay down. And that's pretty much it. Getting ready to do top of the center wing panels. Gonna put another coat on the top of the outer wing panels. This is one of the flaps. It's got 2 coats on both sides. Hard to tell in this light, but I'll probably put a 3rd coat on and we'll let that dry. Let that probably dry for about a week before we try to sand it. That's my plan, at least. Get 3 coats on everything before I oops, sorry, again, I'm terrible at this. Get 3 coats on everything before I try to sand it out and see what it looks like. Alright, take care, boys.